Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years. We're dedicated to delivering quality auto parts, expert customer service, fast and free shipping, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. We've created thousands of videos to help you install our parts with confidence, and that saves you time and money. So visit us at 1aauto.com, your trusted source for quality auto parts.
In this video, we're going to be working with our 2001 Ford Ranger 4.0 liter V6. We're going to show you how to remove and replace your power steering pump pulley. This is the bolt-on style, not the press-on. If you like this video, please click subscribe. We have a ton more information on this truck as well as many other makes and models. And if you ever need parts for your vehicle, you can follow the link down in the description over to 1aauto.com. Here are the items you'll need for this repair. We're going to remove this cover over the throttle body. Use a small Phillips head screwdriver to remove these two screws and a 7mm socket and ratchet for the bolt in the back. Remove the cover from the intake. We're going to use a flat blade screwdriver to loosen these two screw type clamps on our intake tube. We'll then wiggle the tube off of the MAF sensor in the throttle body and remove it from the vehicle. You'll also have to remove this breather line from the back. So we'll remove the intake tube from the throttle body and the MAF. Pull it straight off the breather and remove it from the vehicle. Your Serpentine belt tensioner is located on the passenger side of the engine, just below the alternator. At the bottom, there's a 3/8 square drive, which we'll use the end of a 3/8 drive ratchet for. Install it into the drive the same way you would install a socket onto the ratchet. We're going to pull that clockwise to put some tension onto the belt and keep our pulley from rotating, while we use a 10mm socket and ratchet to crack the bolts on the pulley loose. There's 3 of the 10mm bolts on here. You don't want to remove them fully, you just want to break that initial torque off of them. So when we remove our ratchet and take the tension off of the belt, we can finish removing them. Once you've got them cracked loose, go ahead and switch your ratchet around so you can rotate counterclockwise and take the tension off of the belt and remove it from the pulleys. Make sure your vehicle has either a belt path diagram somewhere in the engine bay, and if it doesn't, you can draw one up yourself. Remove your ratchet from the tensioner, and you don't have to fully remove the belt here, so I'm just going to let it hang. Remove those bolts from the pulley. Once the bolts are out, there is a little bit of a tension fit here on the pulley, so you may have to tap it off. If you rotate it back and forth a little, it'll actually walk the pulley off nice and easy. You can remove it from the vehicle. Reinstall your power steering pulley onto the pump. You want to try to line this up as best you can, because it's a little difficult to move once you get it worked on there. Then reinstall your 3 10mm bolts by hand. Make sure you get them down as tight as you can. So we're going to loop our belt here, feed it down, and hook it around the crankshaft to start. We're coming in from the passenger side here because that's how it's going to be easiest to route our belt. Once we're hooked around the crank, we'll run the smooth part of our belt over the water pump to the driver's side. We'll go under our AC compressor at the far end. Be sure that that's seated in fully. We'll go over our power steering pump at the top here. We'll run the other side of the belt coming off of our crank around the tensioner. That's from underneath, so the ribbed part will also be touching the tensioner the same way it comes out from under the crank. And the ribbed portion will go again over the top of our alternator. Now when we release tension, we can push down in the middle and go underneath our smooth idler pulley. Reinstall our ratchet into the tensioner. Turn it counterclockwise again. Try to get as much swing here so we can pull it over pretty far. Go underneath the smooth pulley. Inspect one more time for proper belt path and that you are not hooked on the edge of any pulleys. With your ratchet still in the tensioner, turn it clockwise as hard as you can to put some extra tension on the belt, and then tighten down your 10mm power steering pulley bolts. Remove your ratchet from the tensioner and reinstall your intake components so you can run the vehicle. Reinstall the breather line in both ends of the intake tube to the throttle body and the airbox. Tighten down the clamps with a flat blade screwdriver. Reinstall the engine cover. We'll tighten down the front two screws with a Phillips head screwdriver, and the rear with a 7mm socket.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at 1AAuto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.